the rescue worker.
Stories of daring rescues capture our attention. The selfless rescuers inspire us with their determination to save others. Their actions challenge us to ask, would I have done the same? Jesus is the ultimate daring, determined, and selfless rescuer. He put it all on the line for us. He held nothing back, but gave everything to save us, the ones he loves. And he asks us, would you do the same for the others I love? Jesus invites us to join his rescue efforts, to bring people back from the brink to the safety of his love and kingdom. But how do we do that? What does it take to be a rescue worker for God's kingdom? That is what Rescue Workers is all about.
In the summer of 2023, a baby was accidentally locked inside a car. Texas, as you know, gets extremely hot in the summer. The parents knew they had very little time to get their baby out. In the end, the father did something extreme. He broke his car's windshield to save his baby.
Just like that father, God has done something extreme. Through Jesus, he has shattered the barrier of sin to save us, and he can restore our close relationship with him. And he calls us to be rescue workers for his kingdom.
Last week, we touched on the acronym RESCUE. Each letter represents a step in becoming God's rescue workers. Each one we will talk about today, Rebecca.
Today, we'll talk about roots. In Proverbs, we read, wickedness never brings stability, but the godly have deep roots. But Douglas, what are the godly rooted in?
They are rooted in a close relationship with God. That is the root system of the spiritual life. Think about it. What do roots do? They anchor the tree. They provide stability. A real relationship with God does that as well. It grounds us. Paul wrote in Ephesians, Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong.
Roots also absorb nutrition from the soil. They feed the entire tree. Our relationship with God nourishes our souls. It gives us the spiritual sustenance we need to grow and thrive. Jeremiah says, but blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit.
And that nourishment contributes to our growth. The growth of a tree is determined by the health and extent of its root system. Our spiritual growth depends on our relationship with God. Paul wrote, let your roots grow down into him and let your lives be built on him. Then your faith will grow strong in the truth you were taught, and you will overflow with thankfulness.
Our growth also helps us build resilience, spiritual resilience. Paul sums it up in a short but powerful statement. For I can do everything through Christ, who gives me strength. When our roots are deep in Jesus, we have strength, endurance, and resilience.
So our roots in Jesus anchor us, nourish us, help us grow, and build our resilience. But there's something else roots can do. They can sprout new shoots. Our relationship with God is for our own spiritual life and to foster faith in others.
This is why our roots are so important to our ability to rescue others. You know the saying, you can't give what you don't have.
We were created to have a close relationship with God.
So how do we have a relationship with God? How do we root ourselves in him?
Well, we can think of like our relationship. As husband and wife, we need to spend time together. Not because it is a duty, but because we need and crave that connection with each other. In the same way, we need to spend time with God. This means prayer time, reading the Bible, and worshiping. We need to slow down to truly be with God. And our relationship is part of a larger one, our families. Spending time together as a family deepens our relationship too. Likewise, worshiping and spending time with fellow believers helps us experience God's presence.
I love that. I would add that checking in with each other throughout the day strengthens our relationship. So we can get into the habit of bringing God into our daily activities too.
These are all very practical ways we can deepen our relationship with God. It is really the top priority in life.
Even Jesus sought a close relationship with God. Mark says, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed.
He understood how essential it was to grow his roots down into God's love. And he modeled for us how to do that.
There's a line from C.S. Lewis that describes all of this so beautifully. The moment you wake up each morning, all your wishes and hopes for the day rush at you like wild animals. And the first job each morning consists in shoving it all back, in listening to that other voice, taking that other point of view, letting that other, larger, stronger, quieter life come flowing in.